All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning, I'm Anuja Kumar. The headlines. Huge voter turnout recorded in Tripura Legislative Assembly elections. Over 87% of votes polled. Electioneering gains momentum in Meghalaya and Nagaland. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address Economic Times Global Business Summit in the national capital today. Joint military exercise between India and Japan to begin at Camp Imazu today in Japan. India International Seafood Show, the biggest seafood show in Asia, to conclude today in Kolkata. And Border-Gavaskar Trophy's second test match between India and Australia to begin in New Delhi today. And now the news in detail. In Tripura, 87.63% polling has been reported as per the recent data released by the CEO office. Polling for all the 60 assembly seats was held yesterday. Tripura Chief Electoral Officer Kiran Gite said the state has kept its tradition of recording the highest voting percentage during this Legislative Assembly election as well. He said it was a 100% violence-free polling and Tripura has presented an example to the people of the country on how a peaceful conduct of polling is held. The CEO thanked the people for strengthening the democracy. The EVMs have been kept in strong rooms amidst tight security. Counting of votes will be held on the 2nd of next month. A total of 259 candidates were in the fray in Tripura. In Meghalaya, star campaigners and senior leaders of political parties are not leaving any stone unturned to garner the support of electorates. Senior leaders of all political parties are on a whirlwind tour of the poll-bound areas. Polling will be held on the 27th of February in all 60 assembly constituencies in the state. More from our correspondent.
Leaders of all major political parties are holding multiple election rallies and meetings. Senior BJP leader and Union Home Minister Amit Shah will address two public meetings in West Garo Hills area today. NPP leader Marquez and Marak and Agatha Sangma also held public meetings in Garo Hills region. NPP leader M.N. Marak said that there is no ground for TMC in the state and it will bite the dust in the elections. On the other hand, TMC leader Manas Ranjan Bhuiya held misgovernance of NPP responsible for deplorable condition of the state. Senior Congress leader Vincent H. Pala addressed public meeting in Sutunga Saipung Assembly segment in East Jaintia Hills region. Dharmendra Kumar Rai, AIR News, Shillong.
Election campaigning has gained momentum in Nagaland, which is going to polls on February the 27th. A host of star campaigners from the centre will arrive in Nagaland today to campaign for the BJP candidates in various districts. BJP star campaigners, Union Minister of Law and Justice Kiran Rijiju, Union Minister of Ports, Shipping and Waterways and Ayush Sarbanand Sonowal, and BJP National General Secretary B.L. Santosh will be campaigning today at different parts of Nagaland for their candidates.
With just 10 days left for Nagaland Assembly election, politicians of different parties are aggressively campaigning in the hill state. Star campaigners of BJP, NDPP and PF parties are seeking public support in favor of their party candidates during the public meetings. BJP leader and Union Minister of Law and Justice, Mr. Kiran Rijiju, will address a public rally at Longwa Public Ground and later attend a meeting at Phomching and Tizit Assembly constituency under Mon district today, while BJP leader and Union Minister for Ports, Shipping and Waterways and Ayush, Mr. Sarbananda Sonowal, will address public rally at Wokha and Mon town. Posters and party flags put up by candidates and political parties are visible along the roads and colonies. For AIR News, Asonyo from Kohima.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address the Economic Times Global Business Summit in New Delhi today. The theme of the two-day summit is Resilience, Influence and Dominance. The Global Business Summit is hosted annually by the Times Group. It will bring together thought leaders, policy makers, academicians and corporate heads on a common platform seeking to provide solutions to key economic changes. To key economic challenges. More than 200 business leaders will speak across 40 sessions at the summit. The fourth edition of joint military exercise Dharma Guardian between India and Japan will begin today at Camp Imazu in Shiga province of Japan. It will continue till the 2nd of next month. The annual training event with Japan is crucial and significant in terms of security challenges faced by both nations in the backdrop of the current global situation. The scope of this exercise covers platoon-level joint training on operations in jungle and semi-urban or urban terrain. The curtains will fall on the 5-day Aero India show in Bengaluru today. The mega show saw participation by over 98 countries. During the event, 73 CEOs from India and abroad, defense ministers from 32 countries, and chief of the air staff of 29 countries interacted with their Indian counterparts and government functionaries during the show. More from our correspondent.
The Aero India show proved beneficial to the companies that had participated in the show. During the Bandhan ceremony held as part of the Aero India show, 266 partnerships including 201 MOUs, 53 major announcements, 9 product launches and 3 transfer of technology worth 80,000 crore rupees were realized. In Manthan program, youth showcased their ideas in the field of defense, artificial intelligence, cyber security, virtual reality, autonomous systems and other innovations for the future. Seminars were held on India's defense space initiatives, futuristic aerospace technologies, aero engines and maritime surveillance equipment. The show clearly conveyed India's intention to be self-reliant in defense production. The theme of Make in India and Atmanirbhar Bharat resonated during all the activities during the show. Sudhindra, AIR News, Bengaluru.
This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
मैं डॉक्टर अर्चना प्रसाद आ रही हूँ कार्यक्रम अभ्यास में। विषय है समाजशास्त्र, शनिवार रात 9:30 बजे FM गोल्ड चैनल पर।
Welcome back to the morning news. The biggest seafood show in Asia, India International Seafood Show, will conclude in Kolkata today. The 3-day event began on Wednesday. It is being organized by the Marine Products Export Development Authority, MPEDA, in association with the Seafood Exporters Association of India. It featured a buyer-seller meet with a particular focus on G20 countries. The 12th World Hindi Conference concluded this morning in Nadi, Fiji. Deputy Prime Minister of Fiji, Biman Prasad, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar, Minister of State for External Affairs V. Muralidharan and Minister of State for Home Ajay Mishra addressed the closing ceremony. The 3-day conference was organized by the Ministry of External Affairs in association with the Government of Fiji. The main theme of the conference was Hindi, Traditional Knowledge to Artificial Intelligence. And Indian American Neil Mohan will be the next Chief Executive Officer or CEO of YouTube after Suzanne Wojcicki announced her resignation citing personal reasons. Taking to Twitter, YouTube creators informed about Wojcicki's resignation and thanked her for contributing to the online video sharing platform. Neil Mohan is currently the Chief Product Officer of YouTube. Before joining YouTube, Mohan was the Senior Vice President, Display and Video Ads at Google. In a blog post, Wojcicki said that she will focus on family, health and personal projects she is passionate about. Back home, the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, TRAI, has issued directions to curb unauthorized promotions using telecom resources. In its direction, TRAI has directed all mobile operators to ensure that promotional messages are not transmitted by unregistered telemarketers or by using 10-digit mobile numbers. It said the access service provider will also notify details of such telemarketers to other access providers who will bar these entities from sending any kind of commercial communications through their networks. Indian Railways has launched Rail Post Gati Shakti Express cargo service to provide seamless logistics for the services sector in the country. The cargo service is an initiative of partnership between Indian Railways and India Post. It will provide total logistics service, pickup and delivery at customer premises. India Post will pick up the consignment at the doorstep of the customer and transport to the railway station. Thereafter, at the destination railway station, India Post will transport the consignment at the doorstep of the destination address. The Commission for Air Quality Management has decided to reimpose Stage 2 of Graded Response Action Plan or GRAP with immediate effect to avoid any further deterioration of air quality in the entire NCR. In the Stage 2 of GRAP, usage of coal or firewood in tandoors in hotels, restaurants and open eateries has been prohibited. They will have to use only electricity or clean fuel gas-based appliances for cooking, whereas anti-smog will have to be installed at construction sites. Stage 2 also discourages the use of diesel generators. The decision was taken in an important meeting held by the Subcommittee for Operationalization of GRAP of the Commission to take stock of the current air quality scenario of Delhi NCR and also assess the air quality forecast by the Weather Department and other concerned institutions. With the help of modern meteorological forecasting technology, the Weather Department predicted the overall air quality index of Delhi to reach into the very poor category in the coming days. In some sports news, the Border-Gavaskar Trophy's second test match will begin today at Arun Jaitley Stadium in the national capital. India easily won the first test and they will be aiming for a 2-0 lead, while Australia will try to level the series. The Indian spinners dominated the first test, where R. Ashwin scalped 8 wickets and Ravindra Jadeja grabbed 7. And now for a look at today's newspapers, it's over to Saira Mujtaba.
Thank you, Anuja. All the dailies have reported on the Prime Minister inaugurating the 12-day mega tribal festival, Adi Mahotsav, in the national capital. Quoting the Prime Minister, the Times of India says, neglected tribals are now part of mainstream. Norms tweaked for organ donation, age cap dropped, no registration fee, writes the Tribune. The Pioneer reports on the largest deal in the history of civil aviation under the headline, Deal gets bigger as Air India orders 840 planes with 370 optional buys. The Times of India writes, with new fleet, Air India to challenge foreign carriers. Gati Shakti push for 4.5 lakh crore projects, with Network Planning Group shortlisting several road, rapid rail, metro, railways and petroleum pipeline projects, cites the Economic Times. As the second batch of cheetahs is all set to arrive at Kuno National Park, the Indian Express notes, 12 cheetahs arrive from South Africa tomorrow. And finally, Hindustan Times writes about an IMD data setting off concerns among weather experts on climate crisis under the headline, Winters becoming shorter but more intense. And with that, it's back to you, Anuja.
Thank you, Saira. In some more news, in Gujarat, the 6th phase of Sujalam Suflam Jal Abhiyan will begin from today. Chief Minister Bhupendra Patel will launch the statewide Sujalam Suflam Jal Abhiyan at Khoraj in Gandhinagar. The campaign, which aims to raise the groundwater level and maximize the use of rainwater, will be held for 104 days till the 31st of May. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Huge voter turnout recorded in Tripura Legislative Assembly elections. Over 87% of votes polled. Electioneering gains momentum in Meghalaya and Nagaland. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address Economic Times Global Business Summit in the national capital today. Joint military exercise between India and Japan to begin at Camp Imazu today in Japan. India International Seafood Show, the biggest seafood show in Asia, to conclude today in Kolkata. And Border-Gavaskar Trophy's second test match between India and Australia to begin in New Delhi today. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsoneir.gov.in and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.